Hi, so I'm Joy Zanger, and I'm an 8th grade English language arts teacher. I've been inspired to create a YouTube channel that is geared towards teachers. I went to a technology conference Thursday and Friday last week, and there are lots of YouTube channels out there for kids, especially about reading and which books to read. So I started searching for YouTubers that are geared towards teachers, and I didn't find anything. I didn't see them. I thought instead of just writing a blog, which I'm not always too good at keeping on top of, I could create a teacher channel. What would this be about? It could just be about what makes a well-rounded teacher. What makes a well-rounded teacher? We are constantly being exposed to these experts that are in certain areas. This teacher's really awesome at making presentations. This teacher's really awesome at getting students to read independently. It's hard to be excellent in all areas. It's hard. I am still learning. Do not consider myself an expert at all. I'm a learner. Isn't it easier to learn together? So I'd love to hear comments and suggestions. What I want to talk about is that technology conference. How many times do we go to professional development and learn nothing? Well, I was so lucky to go to a conference where I actually did learn quite a few things. And I have the top 5 resources that I learned from this conference. Number 1, Symbaloo. I've been using Symbaloo for a couple years. I actually have it as my home page when I open up my browser. But the cool thing was that even though when someone started talking about Symbaloo and I was like, yeah, I know about Symbaloo, I actually learned of a new way to use Symbaloo. And that is talk to your IT guy and see if you can make the homepage for your students. One that was teacher created. So you may have the math links that your math teacher uses a lot. Maybe those are color-coded in blue. And then you have the history links that your history teacher uses a lot, and those are coded in yellow. You know, language arts links and science links and whatever else subject links on this home page. So when students open up their browser, instead of having to go to their bookmarks or having to go to their teacher's website to get to the link that they need, everything will be there on Symbaloo. It's well laid out in like tiles. I just thought that was a cool idea, and I pitched it to my principal as a possibility. Telegami was number 2. Okay, so that's a really cool new app. Android, iPhone, iPad, whatever. And you get creative on how you want to use it. And what you do is you have this cool little avatar. You get to dress it. You know, you could pay for it and have more options. You can record your voice. And I'll say, hey, I'm just showing everybody how to use Telegami. It might help if I didn't have it on silent because I'm at school. And I'll say, hey, I'm just showing everybody how to use Telegami. Tons of different ways that you could use that. Number 3, YouTube Time Machine. Type in YouTube Time Machine, and you will have YouTube open up, but there will be a timeline at the top, and you can drag it to any year. You'll be able to watch commercials, newscasts, sports from that time period. There are so many cool things that you could do that as a history teacher, but even like language arts, if you think about if you're reading a book from a certain time period, you can show them footage from that time period. It is really cool. Number 4. Kahoot. It is a lot of fun. It feels like a game for your students to play. They're making updates to it, and I haven't used it since the very beginning of school this year. Before, when a student would make a choice on their device, the screen would show their color that they chose, and so kids could kind of look around. What answer did you get? What answer did you get? Before they make their choice. Now it doesn't do that. Instead, it just changes colors. It'll change from like blue to yellow to red. I liked that. The other thing I liked about it is that you can send the results of what they typed in for their answers on Kahoot. You can send that to you in email so that they'll have the student's name, what they answered for each one. How awesome would that be for a pre-assessment or a quick formative assessment? So I thought that was really cool. Number 5, website called Analyze My Writing. And you just copy and paste. You don't even have to create an account. You copy and paste your writing in it, and it analyzes it. Now, I went to that, and as a free option, it's there, and it's worth at least checking out to see if it'll work for you. Another one that was introduced to me that did something similar was called Hemingway Editor. It's like $9.95, and you actually download it. It's something that you can use off the internet. I bought it. I know I don't usually buy apps. And I'm so glad I did, because you can copy and paste writing in there, and it shows you, it color codes it. It lets you know if this is a difficult to read sentence or a very difficult to read sentence. It will also let you know the readability of the student's writing. So I used it today. My students are doing informative writing, and some students are writing at a grade 17 level. They are not paraphrasing. So that'll be a good lesson for students to use on how important paraphrasing is. It needs to sound like them. So there you have it, the top 5 resources from the Illinois Technology Conference that I learned last week. Please leave comments below on any other resources that you use that you find very valuable, and see you next time.